Hello everybody, welcome back. every time. Welcome back to 10 Minute Reviews. I'm Jason, this fuzzy one is Freya, and we're bringing you today's video. As always guys, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. We would appreciate any support you guys might want to give us. We're just a small family channel, me, a fuzzy little puppy that's staring at me like I owe her money, and the wife. We just love to talk about books, love everything about books. So again, please support, be fantastic. And thank you, by the way, to our Patreon supporters. Also, don't forget to check down below for our links to our Discord channel so we can, again, talk about books. I love holding these chats while I'm on break at work. And also any links to anything we can find applicable, books and stuff like that through our Amazon affiliate account. So for today is our proxy interview, I suppose, with an author where I sent them some questions and they sent me back their answers, and I just read them out to you guys. And today's author is Robert Hampson, who is the author of The Moon of the Desert, which I reviewed earlier this month. Absolutely fantastic book. I will put another link down below for the book. It was an absolutely fantastic book. It came out this month. And again, it is absolutely incredible. It's a great book, great science fiction book that really has a lot to say for what we could do in the future and how we should do things in the future. So, without wasting any more time, let me go ahead and get into it. I only had 6 questions for him, so this may not be as long as some of our other ones. So here we go. So the first question I asked him is what inspired The Moon of the Desert. He's written quite a few books and written within other universes. So I was very curious what inspired The Moon in the Desert. It felt like there was almost an undertone of a sort of a sales pitch in a way for prosthetics / bionics / the continued usefulness to society of the handicapped. The handicapped tend to be forgotten for sure. His answer: I've been involved with research into neural implants, i.e. medical devices that are implanted into the brain, to allow communication with computers, devices, etc. As part of this work, we were funded by DARPA, and I got to see the bionic research firsthand. I was inspired to go into neuroscience by the $6 Million Man, so in a way, I'm paying it back or forward. I also wanted to incorporate what I've learned from the volunteers who have participated in the program, depicting them as continuing their usefulness and contribution to society is my tribute to them. $6 Million Man, I remember that. That was a great show. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, that's absolutely fantastic. I mean, the book really focused heavily on bionics and cybernetics and prosthetics. In fact, took the whole concept of prosthetics and really moved them forward much further into what we hope one day to be able to do, and showed how incredibly useful the possibilities would be. In a lot of ways, it kind of reminds me of some of you guys may remember the movie with Cuba Gooding Jr. that was based off a true story, but the Navy diver who lost a leg or lost a foot, and the lower part of their leg, and the fight that they had to go through to be able to continue diving with the Navy, to be able to prove that they could do it despite being quote-unquote handicapped. So, second question. In your opinion, how likely is it for us as a society to eventually develop fully articulated and almost seamless bionics to the level of within the novel? And if you believe it is likely, how long do you think it will take us? That was one of the things that really struck me about that book was we know from what we see on the news and on TV and in movies that we have prosthetics. And we have prosthetics that can be controlled. The prosthetic hands that can close and open and things along those lines. But those are usually controlled by muscles that being attached to whatever remaining part of the body, say the upper arm or something, and those, they flex whatever muscles there to create the readout, I suppose, that causes it to close and open. They don't have prosthetic hands that can do this kind of stuff and throw stuff, pick stuff, fine motor control, things along those lines yet, that I'm aware of at least. His answer: I think that some of the capability is already here. We have some fantastic devices, but they are slow to be adopted, even though several are accepted for insurance and or Medicaid reimbursement. There is a societal acceptance thing as much as that's a societal acceptance thing as much as anything else. Seamless, though, that's the issue. Right now, powered prosthetics are not seamless nor powered for very long times. I think we'll see significant progress on power and adoption, as well as better capabilities within the next 5 years. That's pretty awesome, because that's one of the things he also does mention and talk about within the book is power. Is power. If we had fully articulated, fully useful, almost seamless prosthetics slash bionics, what's powering them? And how long will the power last? All we have to do is look at electric cars right now to understand how difficult that concept would be. The fact that he believes it could occur within the next 5 years is really exciting. It's really exciting, really interesting, and I'm glad that I, at least I hope, that I'll still be around in time to see stuff like that. So, question number 3: should we ever develop full-blown bionics? What do you think the likelihood of and impact would be to society of people that would choose voluntary bionics, i.e. the college student that chooses to amputate an arm in favor of a bionic that would give them a leg up on the competition once they graduate, or the prospective soldier choosing voluntary augmentation or replacement without an injury, or the athlete, the police officer, the electrician, etc. Because one of the things that is in this book is not just how the prosthetic could make you, or the bionics could make them stronger or faster, but eventually we even see things such as doctors with a bionic arm that can be replaced with different attachments, which is pretty cool. His answer: I definitely think there will be early adopters, probably the rich would be my guess, but particularly from within the biohacking community. Questions of the ethics of voluntary adoption are quite frequently a topic of discussion among researchers. He's for it, he said I'm for it, but it will be a major shock to society. We'll adapt. The concept of specialized prosthetics and implants for a particular job will provide a considerable and productive advantage. And that's also why I say, as he mentions early adopters, I also see potential of it being almost an elitist thing at the beginning, because this stuff's going to be expensive. It's not going to be cheap. So I guess, again, we'll see. Question number 4. You've written in a number of other universes, including some of my personal favorites. What is your favorite universe to write in that isn't your own creation? His answer: my favorite has been John Ringo's Black Tide Rising universe. Frequent viewers may know that is absolutely my favorite author, and that's a fantastic universe. Partly because John consulted me for the neuroscience as he designed the virus in the first book. Also, thanks to John, if there is ever an actual zombie virus outbreak, I'll probably be the #1 suspect. I've probably been most prolific in the Four Horsemen universe by Mark Wandry and Chris Kennedy, though. That's a fantastic series as well. My sister Sandra Medlock and I have our own little piece of the universe for our novels. The Four Horsemen is absolutely fantastic. But Dr. Hampson has written in numerous universes, not just the Black Tide Rising, but also the Salvage Title universe, the Freehold, and of course the Four Horsemen. Question number 5: Book 2 of the Rocker War. Are you planning it? Those of you guys that have read Dr. Hampson before, the Rocker War was a really good book. His answer: definitely. I have lots of it written, but stalled out when I realized that it would be way more than 100,000 words. I think it would take at least, at the time I thought it would take at least 150,000 words to tell the story at the point when I stopped, but then I later had an idea that would stretch it into 3 books. Mainly though, I stopped because of COVID, makes sense. I definitely have a full story arc in mind, and we'll get back to it after a few other projects, so looking forward to that. And the final question: what are some of your personal favorite books, series, and authors? This is my favorite question, by the way, to ask every author that I have a chance to do this interview thing with, because I'd like to know what they like to read. And it also gives me a few ideas of some more books I could read. This, by the way, his answer is one of my favorites for the end part. So his answer, the funny part is that I've met and am friends with so many of them now. That is, I wish I could be an author, because I geek out when I talk to these authors, and I'd love to meet so many of them. For classic science fiction, Robert Heinlein, Larry Niven, Jerry Pournelle. More up to date, John Ringo, absolutely, David Weber, Chuck Gannon, Larry Correia, all fantastic authors, incredible authors. So many more. It's hard to list them all. For books and series, Ringo's Black Tide Rising, Gannon's Caneverse, anything by Weber or Correia. That's tough to argue against. But he has a continuing answer, which is really great for this channel and how many people enjoy some of the books that we review. In a more adult fantasy vein, I'm following Eddie Skye and William D. Arand. Skye's Titan Mage is just a lot of fun, and Arand's Sovereign Verse is intricate and compelling. Frankly, I wish I could write characters half as well as they do. Agreed. Agreed. And we do review a lot of the adult fantasy type of books on here, so it's really cool to actually have an author that also reads these sort of books and talks about them, which is really, really cool. Unfortunately, sadly, Iran I've kind of started to drift away from a little bit, but it's a fantastic author. Does write some great characters. So thank you, Dr. Hampson. Really appreciate you answering these questions, and looking forward to anything else you are going to write. Very much looking forward to it. Thank you, everybody else, for watching. We will catch you guys next time. Bye now.